WGN investigates weed warrants and widespread confusion.
It has been more than a year since state lawmakers decriminalized marijuana here in Illinois, but despite that, the black market is alive and well. And investigative reporter Ben Bradley is here now with more on the story tonight. Ben.
Ray and Micah, Illinois cannabis sales got off to a fast start last year, with dispensaries selling nearly $700 million worth of recreational product. While the state is seeing green, some are seeing red at the mixed messages on marijuana. In 2019, the governor made good on a campaign promise, signing a bill to legalize recreational marijuana.
As we stand here on this historic occasion,
the change in law brought lines outside dispensaries and a windfall of $162 million in tax revenue for the state. But according to law enforcement, what legalization has not done is put drug dealers out of business.
Despite the legalization of cannabis, the black market for cannabis has absolutely continued to thrive.
Police say it's a matter of simple economics.
So they can sell it for quite a bit less than what they're selling at the dispensary, and they're putting more money in their pocket.
Which is why in Kane County, the sheriff's office says it is still seizing large quantities of illegal cannabis during traffic stops like this one.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Deputy Welton with the sheriff's office. Your license and your insurance? How come you're shaking? You a little nervous? You smoke a little bit of weed in the car? You don't have to be so nervous. Haven't seen my front seat.
A roadside search of the man's rental car led to the seizure of 47 pounds of illegal cannabis products.
Heavy. That ain't no, no 1 pound. Not 1 pound.
Including more than 1,000 THC edibles labeled as nerd candy ropes. In all, a combined street value of $100,000.
We just keep running across it, so my numbers they're high.
So much so, they're running out of space.
So this is one of our storage areas that we had to come up with. We've run into so much cannabis over the last year that we've run out of places to put it.
Most of it intercepted on its way from the West Coast, brought here by road or rail, and sometimes hidden in containers like this one.
There's about a pound here, and inside the container that it was in, there was over 1,000 pounds of a child's play set. That's what was being shipped across country.
With 1,000 pounds of marijuana inside.
There is a lot of high quality marijuana and other THC products coming in through the black market.
The problems have grown like weeds since legalization, and they're felt in cities as big as Chicago and suburbs as small as Lansing.
That's a situation where we do continue to get calls from neighbors. They're complaining that there's people showing up in the street, coming out, buying the marijuana. They're doing it in plain daylight, plain sight.
Police say they continue to go after drug dealers, even for selling small amounts of marijuana, because they say it leads to other, more serious crimes.
And that's the biggest thing that we're afraid of. When people are selling drugs in neighborhoods, we're afraid that there's going to be robberies that are associated with it.
Among their recent busts, seizing marijuana, like these bags hidden in a can of Kool-Aid, and THC edibles packaged to look like candy and chips. Police say they found it all in this man's apartment.
Our guys are out there doing the job.
But others are angry about the mixed messages on marijuana. Some prosecutors say it's not a priority, but police keep making arrests.
Because the last time I filed a complaint,
Lorynda Welton, a retired teacher and grandmother, says Lansing police have raided her home, not once, not twice, but 3 times in recent years.
but I always hear screaming and hollering initially as if there's a big argument, and then there's a big bang. It's a constant bang, bang.
Every time, kicking down the door in the early hours of the morning.
I'm standing up the first time it ever happened at the top of the stairs to a light shining on me and a gun. It was a rifle.
It's her house, but she's not who police are after. They were looking for her eldest son, a former pro basketball player in Europe, who they allege, per this search warrant, is selling marijuana on her block.
Okay. Yeah, this is the door.
Most recently, when police raided her home last October with a warrant alleging that he was dealing out of her house,
you can literally see the imprint of the battering ram.
they didn't find her son.
It's a big hole that went straight through.
Or evidence of his drug dealing.
Now this is my beautiful new door.
leaving her to pick up the pieces.
The new door was $275 and installation was $300.
Lansing police had previously arrested her son on marijuana-related charges, but the stiffest penalty he received was probation. Then, last week, he was arrested again, this time for felony marijuana distribution. If critics see the Cook County Courthouse as a revolving door for drug offenders, it's Ms. Welton's door that has come to symbolize the futility of waging an old war on drugs in a new cannabis climate.
It seems like a repeating circle. So how do we break that?
There's got to be consequences to your actions. There's got to be some consequences, and people need to go to jail, unfortunately, to make this stop.
But even he acknowledges his cops can make cases, but if prosecutors don't prioritize marijuana crimes, the cycle continues.
But they don't understand that marijuana use and the selling of it, that is a serious issue. That leads to so many more problems for us.
To be clear, it is legal to possess less than 30 grams of marijuana in Illinois if that marijuana was purchased at a dispensary. Now, selling the drug without a license, obviously that's not allowed. And even though there are more than 80 dispensaries open statewide and another 75 in the pipeline, police don't expect the black market to cool anytime soon.
It just seems like there are a lot of gray areas there.
Well, yeah, in the case of the woman whose home keeps getting raided, she's like, well, why are they busting in my door after midnight over something that Illinois says is legal?
Right.
Well, police say when you're dealing drugs, allegedly, that comes with guns, and that comes with robberies, and that comes with other issues, and the neighbors complain. But you can see it is a circle because they're making the cases, and prosecutors, are saying, well, we have other priorities.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
Putting a light on it. Thanks, Ben.